Super Talk 99.7 WTN, Matt Murphy and you. Thank you for being with us. We're halfway home this Tuesday edition, September 30, the final day of the month. Man, oh man, I feel like once you get to October, I love Halloween. Absolutely adore Halloween. Halloween might be my favorite adult excuse to drink. I mean, Halloween is a fun holiday, right? Because the adults have just taken over for the kids. It used to be a childlike holiday. Now the adults have taken over, and everything's sexy kitty cat and sexy nurse and sexy doctor and sexy mechanic. And you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Have you been to a Halloween Spirit? Am I saying that right?
Spirit Halloween.
Spirit Halloween. Have you been to one of these? I mean, any place there's a store that is closed down, you'll find a Spirit Halloween opening up tomorrow.
There's one where a Big Lots used to be.
Really?
Near me.
Well, there you go. But I feel like once we reach October, I find it permissible for you to put out your Halloween decorations, although I've seen them in my neighborhood for the last 2 weweeks.
There
Same
were a
here.
couple when I pulled up to go to the Georgia game.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you saw them.
Yes.
My goodness gracious. I mean, Ken, you've seen them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's too much. Isn't that too much? And then they go straight from Halloween to hell with Thanksgiving, go right to Christmas.
We need Thanksgiving decorations.
I'm
good on that.
You know what I got, Ken?
What's that?
I got you.
All right.
You know what I'm going to bring in here for Thanksgiving?
What's that?
An inflatable turkey. And I'm talking about a big one, too, a yard turkey.
Will it fit in my news booth here?
Yes, barely. You might have to squeeze in, but I'll bring it in. And
It's that big?
Oh, yeah, it's huge. Oh, it's huge. It's a big old yard turkey. I bought it because when I briefly, speaking of turkeys, there you go. There's our own turkey, Jackson Williams. You get on camera there, Jackson, so everybody can see you.
These are Thanksgiving decorations.
Yeah, that's true. We all have one. Thank you to Mr. Bill from Hendersonville.
Yes, sir.
Ken, real quick, I was a part of an HOA very briefly. We sold our house in Birmingham and then moved into a rental because we were planning on building or doing something else. And in the interim, I got this job. And so eventually we worked out the lease in this HOA place. So the day that I moved, or the day after we moved in to this HOA, Covenant neighborhood, I got a note on my front door telling me that my trash cans were not supposed to be visible from the road.
Yeah.
And what I
They'll
loved,
find you.
what I loved about it was these HOA Karens. They didn't even let me get settled in yet, and B, didn't sign their names to any of this, and it just wore me out. So I talked about them incessantly on the radio, one way or the other. So I asked for and received the HOA covenant so that I could make sure that I was following all of the rules. And they had particular holidays, and that's what it was. They had particular holidays that you could decorate for. And Thanksgiving wasn't one of them. So I bought this big-ass inflatable turkey and put it out in front of my yard and dared HOA Karen to say a word about it.
Yes, sir.
And she did not. But, yeah, I can bring it into the newsroom. I love that inflatable turkey. Gobble, gobble. I love this turkey. Her name is Pamela Furr. She is the redheaded stranger, and we appreciate yeah, I knew you would. I couldn't help it. I knew you would like that. Hello, Pamela. What's going on? How are you?
Hello. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm just, peachy keen. I don't know. I'm a little annoyed. I'm in a mood, and I'll tell you why. Because, and I know Chip and Lars and Al and Billy have answered the call, and they're there waiting to talk about the 7th Congressional District. I just don't feel like there's a lot of enthusiasm for this race, and I don't mean to wag my fingers at the voters, but goodness gracious, 1% of the population of this district is going to pick the next congressperson.
I know. Apathy is basically in charge,
Yeah.
I don't know why people aren't, because you find all the people who's going to, complain and B-word and complain, and then when they get the opportunity to do something about it, they sit at home. They don't do anything. They sit on their computers and complain.
And I'll say
this. They don't actually make a difference.
Well, that's right. That's right. And I'll say this. Yeah. I looked at some of these early voting numbers. There's like 20,000 absentee and early voting votes in. And I understand Democrats are going to early vote more than Republicans. But The early voting indicated there's like 11,000 Republican votes. There's over 9,000 Democrat votes in early voting. So I'm thinking if this apathy carries over to the general, are we talking about Congressperson Afton Bain? I mean, right?
My goodness.
Right?
And it could happen. Yeah. If Republicans stay home, that's exactly what could happen.
Or Vincent Dixie or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. But the only thing I can think of is that, maybe everyone's thinking, well, we've got some good candidates on the Republican side, so it doesn't matter, we win regardless, and we'll show up at the general. But, I mean, I hate that people have that attitude because, yes, we've got some great candidates, but you really have the opportunity to choose who you want that great Republican to be. And, sitting at home does not help at all.
No.
So, yeah, I don't understand why so many people are not involved in this one at all. I really don't.
Well, and maybe,
anyway.
and I might, a week and a half from now, I might be saying, my bad, guys, y'all showed up on Election Day, and boy, oh boy, I am impressed with the turnout and all of that, but we'll find out. But as it looks to me.
Maybe it is just, I'm sorry for interrupting, but maybe it is just people in the 7th are thinking, I'm not early voting, I'm going to vote on primary election day. Maybe that's it. I'm going to have some hope. Maybe
let's
that
hope
is.
so.
Maybe
Let's hope so. Yeah. So, Pamela, you are out and about. I was excited where you're going today, and I'm going to let you tell everyone. I'm not going to steal your thunder. What are you doing this afternoon?
Well, I just took a nice little scenic drive down to Marshall County, Lewisburg, Tennessee, and I'm sitting right here in front of the courthouse where there is going to be a meeting, a zoning meeting here in Marshall County. And it's my understanding there's going to be quite a few people showing up complaining about what's happening on some property down here. There's a lot of farmers, I think, down here in Marshall County. It's beautiful country. And I passed by a lot of farms down here, and apparently there are a lot of people that are upset. There's, I guess, he's a farmer also who owns some property and is doing some blasting, apparently to put a pond or a lake on his property. And look, you talked about HOAs just a moment ago. It's okay. You can do what you want to do with your own property, but not if it's causing damage to other people's property. And that's what the complaints are down here. And so I kept getting calls. I'm a grassroots person, and I kept getting calls from people here in Marshall County saying, we got to do something about this. This guy who's blasting on his property isn't thinking about other property owners. And it's my understanding it's a state representative that's doing it. Yeah,
so it's Representative Todd Warner, right, who is, to my knowledge, beloved as a representative in Marshall County. I hear that the folks down there love him. I've gotten sideways with him on a couple of things. I don't dislike the guy. I don't really know him personally, but I just don't like people that tell me half the truth, and I felt like he did that one time on the radio with me. But that aside, people in Marshall County, generally speaking, seem to like him, but they don't like this, where he's on his property, he's blasting the property, and there's a lot of trucks coming and going. And I guess
there's apparently a lot of limestone.
Right.
He's blasting to get all that limestone off his property. And so some are saying it's a quasi quarry. So I don't know. That's what I want to find out. So and I'm watching people walk into the Marshall County Courthouse Annex building right now for this meeting that's 45 minutes away from now.
Well, if you're watching, that's big. If you're going to a zoning meeting and people are showing up 45 minutes early, that's pretty big.
Yeah. Now, it wasn't like it was 50 people walking in, but there are people walking in right now for this meeting. So, I mean, we'll see. I just want to see what the people are upset about, and that's what I do is I help people with their problems in the county or city government. If there's a problem, I try to help people and make sure that the government is listening to these people. So that's why I'm here. And I mean, I want to see is a state representative calling in favors at a very local level just because he's a state rep. I mean, I don't know. That's what people are accusing him of doing. I don't know. That's what I want to find out tonight.
So,
that's why I'm here.
You're right. So the suggestion is that if he is doing this just to build a lake, then that's fine. But if he's created a money-making operation by getting limestone and essentially getting a quarry, then he's out of zone.
Not following the right.
That's violating the zoning.
Maybe violating zoning, maybe not getting the proper permits, that kind of thing. And again, other property owners are saying that the blasting is doing damage to their property. And there was even someone called and said that they're concerned about damage that it's doing to the nearby river. Again, I don't know because I don't live down here, so that's why I wanted to come to the zoning meeting to find out what this is all about.
Are you? I would love to hear, and I don't know that we'll have the chance because we're off air, as you well know, at 7 o'clock. But I would love to hear how this goes. Let me know if you have any updates that you can text us in the 6 o'clock hour. Let us know how it goes. Make sure if you make the decision, Pamela. This is just, we know each other for a long time, and you know how much I love you, and I just want to make sure that you're protected. Just make sure if you do any recording that of the event that Todd Warner's aware of it, because you want to make sure anytime you record someone that they're aware that they're being recorded.
Yes, well, I would do that anyway. That's common.
Well,
courtesy.
Sometimes. I mean, I just sometimes
the law too. Maybe somewhere. I don't know. I heard it was.
Well, law. I guess legally only you have to know.
Just like the person recording.
now that I think about it, only the person that records has to know about it. Just now that make sure Todd Warner knows though. We wouldn't want to do dirty by him. Anyway, so that said, if you know, Warner, by the way, was accused of recording Tory Venable. I'm making a joke that some people get and some people won't. So just let us know how it goes because let me tell you, in his district, I know that this isn't maybe it doesn't resonate in Clarksville or maybe folks in Mount Juliet aren't thinking about this, but the suggestion is that he might be getting treated differently because of his status as a representative of that community. Right. And there are some people that are pushing back on that and going, no, he should not be treated differently. And yes, absolutely what he is doing is inappropriate and potentially illegal for the land that he owns. So I'm very curious to see what happens.
Yeah, that's the accusation. So we'll see. And maybe none of it's true. I don't know. That's why I'm down here. Because the people asked me to come, and so that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing here, Matt. And let me tell you, it is a beautiful little area here it's Lewisburg, right by the courthouse. It's a square, like in most little towns, where you have this just charming square here, and that's where this meeting is happening. And I'm looking forward to going in there and talking to folks and finding out what the truth is to this.
All right,
sign
some autographs. They love you down there, Pamela. That's what I hear.
I think they love you, Matt Murphy.
No. In Marshall County, that is fur country. That's what I hear. All right, let us know how it goes and text back if you can. Okay.
You got it.
All right, there's Pamela. There's Pamela Furr, the redheaded stranger I call her. By the way, no. 8403 has been confused. I was making a fairly vague joke with Pamela about the recording in a pub. So obviously she's allowed to record in that public venue if she so desires. What happened between Representative Todd Warner and Tory Venable of Americans for Prosperity some years ago, Phil Williams of News Channel 5, the very liberal and cowardly Phil Williams. I refer to him as the cowardly Phil Williams because that's exactly what he is. Phil Williams is a coward. He runs and blocks any dissent or any opposing opinion on his social media platform, the X machine and otherwise. If you have a differing opinion than Phil, instead of listening to those differing opinions, he blocks people. He's blocked me. Which is why I refer to, and he blocked me for calling him out on a lie and demanding that he retract the lie, which he never retracted. So I refer to him as the cowardly Phil Williams because that's what he is. That said, News Channel 5's The Cowardly Phil Williams came out with a piece in which Tori Venable had been recorded in a conversation with Representative Todd Warner. And in Tennessee, one of the parties of a conversation has to know that that conversation is being recorded. And we talked to Tori Venable and asked if she knew. And she said, no, I had no idea I was being recorded. And she didn't say anything untoward. She was just lobbying for a cause of her organization. Well, we had Representative Todd Warner on the phone. And I said, when did you start recording? Oh, I didn't record. I don't know who recorded that. It's like, wait a minute. You don't know who you don't know who turned it over to Phil Williams? No, I've got no knowledge of that, which on its face is a bald-faced lie. And I don't like people that lie to me. I don't care what your politics are. I just don't. So we got a little sideways over that. And since then, I guess the last time the radio show talked to Todd Warner, it was when you called him and asked him if there was any truth to the rumor that he was by himself with a fellow representative in one of those offices over there at Cordell Hull, right? You didn't even tell him what the rumor was, though. You just asked him, we want to dispel the rumors, and he said they weren't true. Is that right?
That is correct.
And you didn't even tell him what the rumors were?
I did not.
But he said they weren't true?
Yes, he said they were all false.
Despite not knowing what rumors you were referring to?
Exactly.
Huh. Well, doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make a lot of sense? It's 23 after the hour on Super Talk. I have an official Matt Murphy Show official announcement coming up. Also, Nincompoops coming up. Official announcement right now.
What did I do?
You did nothing. I did something.
What'd you do, Brother Murphy?
Apparently, my brother and my sister are driving over to Missouri to get an early jump on the graduation exercises of my nephew right now as we speak. And my sister's name, have I ever told y'all my sister's name?
No.
It's Karen. My sister has formally requested that I stop disparaging the good Karens of the world by using Karen as a derogatory name, a.k.a. HOA Karen.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When I was talking about HOA Karen, so my sister feels, I think she feels triggered by this language that I'm using. Which would stand to reason because my sister's kind of a liberal. And they get triggered pretty easily. Although we're trying to bring her back around. We're trying to get her back around to we're trying to pull her over to the right side of things. Trying to at least get her on the libertarian track of government. See what we can do in that regard. I'm going to do my best over the course of the next several days to see where we can get her. It is 5:30. Lars and Al and Billy and Mike, all of you will get to talk to us very, very soon about the 7th Congressional District. But I got to do this newscast right now. Well, I don't. Ken does on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, I just got approved to go on the base at Fort Leonard Wood. That's good news, huh? Huh? That's good.
That's good, Brother Murphy.
You have to apply. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but for these types of events, I guess Fort Leonard Wood is a closed military installation, and I had to apply. Of course, you have to have your real ID in order to get on there. Ken Weaver, you'd be fine, huh?
I got my real ID.
I got my real ID, too, so I'm fine, too. What about you, Jackson? Would you be able to go with me to my nephew's graduation if you so desired?
Well, I'm banned from 46 of the 50 states, so no. But I do have my real ID. I've had it for like 3 years, and I don't understand.
Wait, 40? I thought it was 44. Have you been banned from 2 others?
Yeah, 2
since
others.
we talked about this?
Yeah.
Last? Which 2?
Mississippi.
Oh, yeah, well, that makes sense.
And Illinois.
Well, that makes sense, too. I thought you were done from Illinois already. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, yeah. So good luck. Good luck getting that real ID then.
I already have.
You have it?
I've had one for like 3 years. I didn't really get the big deal thing for it because I had to renew my license when I turned 21.
Oh, Jackson.
And I just got it.
You're such a young babe. You see, you haven't had to handle the, hey, where have you lived in the past year and a half? Oh, give us all of that documentation crap. Because you have lived at the same location all of your adult life, correct?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
And my child life.
And all of you. Yeah, all of your
Especially
life.
when I was doing this because I was still in college.
When did you get your license to drive? How old were you?
16.
Okay, so you did it at the standard time?
I waited I was almost 17.
What? Did you wait for any reason other than
Just wasn't ready. Just didn't have enough hours, I think, for the learner's permit.
okay. I just sometimes it interests me the amount of time that some people wait on their driver's license. Because sometimes, I mean, people 18 years old, they're just like, "What? I don't need a driver's license." I'm like, "Okay, I couldn't wait." I started driving when I was 12. My mama's car, because mama had the brain cancer, and my grandpa. No, seriously, my grandfather's like, "She does not need to be driving you around." I mean, my brother and sister, who are probably listening right now, they were a little earlier, they can tell you the same thing. My mama was a wreck machine. She should not have been driving an automobile at all after brain cancer, but she relearned to drive, and she regularly would just bust up into stuff. And Pa was like, y'all need to drive your mama around, otherwise she's killing all of y'all. Have I told y'all the story about my brother getting popped in the mouth by my mama? I'm only telling this story because I know my brother's listening. You know what? I can use that. This will not be an official, but I'm going to use my brother as a nincompoop in the news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. All right, this is not official, so don't vote for this. But my brother, I remember this. I was a kid. My brother's 2 years older than me. We were in the car. Mama was driving. We were young enough where Mama was driving. Brian was in the passenger seat. We pull up to right outside of Southern Villa apartment complex where we lived. And we pull up to the T, and she's taking a left. And Mama says to my brother in the passenger seat, Brian, is a car coming? And he, thinking he's funny, he looked and said, no, ma'am. And then she started to pull out, and then he immediately said, but a truck is. Truck goes in the ditch, honking the horn, missed us by that much. Mama slams on the brakes, looks at my brother, and then backhands him right in the mouth. Whew. Ooh. How? And then I think she said something along the lines of, that wasn't funny then, was it? and it wasn't. Who won yesterday?
Me.
Well, how do you know? Did you count?
I looked yesterday. I had a lot of votes.
Are you sure I didn't win?
I'm so sure.
Why are you so sure?
What was my story yesterday?
I don't remember.
I don't remember any of our stories from yesterday.
I don't remember Ken's. I don't remember.
Either.
I don't remember. It was a Monday.
I remember mine, but it was lame.
I don't think there was any nakedness at all.
No, there
in any of
wasn't.
the stories.
Did I was mine not nude?
I don't know. Maybe I vaguely remember something about your guy going pantsless. I don't know. Anyway, you can go first, Jackson.
Okay. Florida man arrested for allegedly killing, cooking, and eating pet peacocks in bizarre revenge plot. Ken Weaver, they are looking for you. A Florida man allegedly killed, cooked, and ate 2 of his pet peacocks to get twisted revenge against his neighbor for feeding them, according to court records. Craig Vaught was arrested last Tuesday in Hudson after placing an outlandish letter in his neighbor's mailbox to tell her he had killed and cooked his peacocks because she continued feeding them, according to an affidavit from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. Vaught described killing the colorful exotic birds by... I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, don't tell us how
he delivered the letter to his neighbor to prove a point that he will continue to kill his pet peacocks if she continues to feed them. The neighbors had been in a previous verbal argument over the pet birds. While being taken to jail, Vaught allegedly chillingly told police that he plans to kill all his pet peacocks to prevent anyone from taking custody of him, the document said. Vaught flashed a stone-cold grimace with one eye that appeared to be shut in his mugshot. He has been hit with third-degree felony charge of aggravated animal cruelty, and there are over 40 cases that have been filed against him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, this guy's awful.
Get those peacocks away from him.
Yeah, you got to.
You know, I hear it starts with beating a woodpecker with a rock.
And then you graduate to peacock?
Then you eat your peacocks.
My grandmother killed 2 parakeets.
Goodness.
Through lung cancer. No, parakeets, I think, are supposed to live like 5 years, something like that. And she had one, and his name was Tweet Tweet.
He didn't tweet for long, did he?
But my grandmother was still smoking, and she was still smoking in the house. And she would sit there on the little bar area, looking out of the back, looking out back. And Tweet Tweet was right there on the bar, right next to where she had. Tweet Tweet keeled over after about a year, and then she got another one, and then the other one keeled over, and she's like, I don't know what's killing these birds. I'm like, Mom, we all knew. We didn't say anything.
What was the other one named?
I can't remember.
Dad.
My brother or sister might remember, but I can't remember.
I had a
Yeah,
couple of
Dead.
I had a couple of them named Bonnie and Clyde.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Little parakeets.
Yeah, little
They're
parakeets.
cute little birds. Oh, they'd talk to you.
I loved them, man.
You ever know anybody with birds there, Jackson?
I believe my cousin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I dated a girl that had a cockatoo.
I had one, too, named Goober.
Did you?
Yeah.
Goober?
You want to hear a real weird story about that?
I would. Yes. Yes, sir. Please.
A couple of years ago. So I was given Goober by a buddy of mine who had just gotten married. This is back in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
He just gotten married. They were expecting a child, and they apparently didn't want pets in the house for some reason at the time. So they gave me Goober for a while.
Okay.
Well, I took care of Goober, became great friends with Goober. I loved that little bird.
Yes.
So then about 4 years ago, mind you, that was back in 1989.
Right.
4 years ago, I go visit my buddy, and he says, you want to see Goober? And I said, what? And he said, yeah, you want to see Goober? We put him in the freezer.
Oh, dear God, Ken.
What?
They put him in the freezer?
What?
So they bring out Goober. And there he is.
Was he stuffed?
No.
How
He was
long
just
had he
frozen.
been dead?
Since 1989 or 1990.
Do you know how long cockatoos live?
I don't know.
This says 40 to 60 years.
Oh, they did something to that bird.
He looked fine.
Did he?
Yeah.
Look okay. Did
You didn't stay for dinner,
did
did
you ever let Goober groom you?
No. Oh, yeah, my beard, he did.
Yeah. The cockatoo that I'm referring to back in the day, he would sit on your shoulder,
Yes.
and then he would get up there near your hairs, your whiskers, or your and this one loved grooming your eyebrows. He would and
Yes.
loved it.
Oh, I had a cockatiel. He had yellow and red head.
Well,
I freaking loved him, man.
Well, a little cockatiel. Now, see, cockatiels 10 to 15 years, very different. Cockatoos are those big ones, the
God,
big
that
white
bird
ones.
had been dead for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
it
was
was-
like 2021, Ken?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Why
Why is he in the freezer?
Yeah, I mean, it begs the question, Ken. Why were they keeping Goober in the freezer?
I don't know. They liked him.
Case times are dire.
I guess. When the zombie apocalypse hits us, you got to have something to
Break
eat.
out the 30-year-old bird.
Break out the old school bird meat.
Oh, Goober.
Old Goober. That's funny. Ken, you want to go next?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Little League coach arrested after allegedly assaulting a 16-year-old umpire. Police in Odessa, Texas, arrested 31-year-old Pedro Soto in May. They charged him with assault against a sports participant, which in the state of Texas is a Class B misdemeanor. So the police report says investigators watched multiple videos of the 31-year-old Soto getting angry because he believed the other team was using an illegal baseball bat. An umpire stopped the game to examine the equipment and determined that the bat was in fact legal for use in Little League play. Well, Soto argued with the umpire to the point that he was ejected from the game. Investigators said that's when things escalated, and Soto reportedly spit on that umpire and a fight broke out. The 16-year-old umpire then tried to help break up the fight, and that's when Soto punched the boy in the mouth. The Crimes Against Persons Unit with the Odessa PD took over the case, issued a warrant for Soto's arrest. He was taken into custody and released the same day on a $500 surety bond.
Good gracious.
Hit a 16-year-old in the mouth at a Little League baseball
Come
game.
on, man. You know what that guy is?
A nincompoop.
Nincompoop. I got another one, too. Fighting game tournaments. You know these, you play the video games there, Jackson. Do you play any of these combat games, these fighting games?
No.
Well, they're pretty like
They're
the Mortal
intense, I know that. Like
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, they're
Street
pretty
Fighter.
intense. Yeah. Fighting game tournaments are terribly competitive, as the story goes. Every input matters, as players who have mastered their game of choice use everything at their disposal to take down opponents and make the most of their mistakes. It's stressful. So how this one particular Florida player managed to win her local tournament is nothing short of a miracle or dare I say, nincompoopery. Because, as reported by Dextero, Mortal Kombat XL player Legion bagged the top prize last weekend while holding in her hands her 5-day-old daughter. That's right. You heard me correctly. This woman, who goes by the player name Legion, delivered a baby through C-section, and 5 days later, she was at the tournament and won it with the baby in her hands. Incredible. Legion was quoted as saying, "I only won because she coached me. I'm still recovering from the brutal C-section that almost resulted in a rupture. Glad I left the house, and it gave us a small idea of how to bring our daughter to tournaments and travel. She was actually pretty chill." Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if this lady won a tournament or not. She is a damn nincompoop. That's how we play.
But she won.
5 days. 5 days old.
I think that's more impressive than anything.
You know how many diseases are at your average gamer tournament?
I didn't think about that.
On the controls, on the screens, on the monitors, in the air. And
Is she a pretty established pro, do you know?
I have no idea.
They probably have their own controller.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine if you're winning tournaments like this, you probably have your own controller. You know what you don't control? When that baby's coming out. There you go. Well, I guess you do if you have a C-section. So there you go. I say she's a nincompoop. You get to vote on these things. 615-737-9986. That's Nincompoops in the News. Back to the real news coming up in just a moment with Lars, Al's, and Billy. Y'all have held for so long to talk. Please don't let me down now. I'll get to your calls right after this on Super Talk. All right, I made promises. I'm keeping promises. It's 57 after the hour. It's time for Lars. Lars, thank you for your patience. God bless you, sir. The floor is yours. You're on the Matt Murphy Show.
Howdy, Mr. Murphy. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Lars. Thank you for your patience.
Okay. Well, you were talking about who everybody's voting for, and I kind of got the opinion that where the attack ads are going and who's sending those attack ads might have some interest. There might be something there. And Mr. Jody, he's got support from a guy that I've got a lot of admiration for, is Mr. Rich. So that's where I went with my vote.
Well, okay, fair enough. I mean, Jody has Jody's responded, and I like all of these guys. I'm just analyzing from a purely political perspective. Jody, is saying, all of this outside money is coming after me. Well, Jody's got a lot of outside money benefiting him, too. The House Freedom Action Committee is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that's I don't know if it's hundreds of thousands, but it's certainly a lot of money in political campaign advertising. And, secondarily, I think John and Jody knew each other from back in the day in childhood. And so, the first day that I met Jody, I met John Rich. I met them both on the same day, and this is when he was running for the General Assembly. So I like John. I like Jody. I like a lot of the other candidates. I don't know, I guess, it's as good a reason as any other to vote for someone, maybe.
Well, I do like. I live just down the road from him, and I don't really know him per se, but so that's where I'm going.
Lars, thank you for the call. Thank you for the perspective. I appreciate you, sir. We seem to be losing your cell phone signal there, and it's probably my fault because we made you hold for so long, and I apologize for that. Al's been holding for a long time, too, as has Billy, and we'll get to your calls in a jiffy right after the top of the hour news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Listen, I don't tell people how to vote for other people, but there's a reason that I don't do endorsements, because I believe that it's important that people dig a little deeper than some dude on the radio telling you who to vote for. And I would say that whether the dude is me or Ken or Jackson or John Rich or anybody else, just dig a little bit deeper and figure out what these candidates stand for. And from a personality perspective, that's probably going to sway you a little bit. And if that friendship means that much to you, then, more power to you. It's 6 o'clock on